Okay.
Hold on. That one. There we go. I got mine in. Okay. Let that beat drop and then we. Okay. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it down. 1, 2. Osiris here. Mic check. We're doing audio check. Let me hear you, Ray.
Oh, I can hear you 100% clear, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. I can hear you.
We'll let the music rock for a little bit. I want to hear it back.
Yeah.
We're gonna skate to one song only.
Yeah, the audio sounds good. We'll get started here in a second. Yeah.
It sounds great, man.
Sounds great. We're gonna do this. Looking forward to this live. We're gonna talk about. We got a bunch of topics. I don't know if we'll be able to get to them all, man, because we got a lot. But on the agenda, I'm just gonna let the music vibe a little bit in the background. Let people come on in as they get in, because I post the live like 2 hours before I go live. It's not like it's promoted a lot. So if one person comes in, I'm like, thank you. So we got topics today. I think the main topic is going to be the central banking digital currency. That's going to be the headliner. I like your other topics. Fewer Christian people in America.
Yeah, I saw that. I believe that was from Breitbart, right? Is that article?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Did my
audio change? Because I actually pressed a button. Did it change at all?
I think it's good.
Yeah. Does it sound the same?
Yep.
Okay, just being sure.
Yep, you sound good to me. Yep. And then cost of living going up across the world. Biden pretty much admitting that his student loan debt is illegal. I saw that article as well. And then these are a lot of topics. We might get into the Texas social media, which is a white pill. Might end with that. I like to end on a happy note.
Okay, it's getting hot in here. I'm going to go turn my air on. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting hot in here.
Yeah, let's do that. This is not like CNN. We just some bros in our room trying to talk. Can we do that? What's good? Anybody stopping by, we appreciate you. We got all these topics going. I might surprise Ray. Just do a couple minutes of Nick Rekieta, somebody I respect a lot. And he was recently banned. And Ray Studios is joining me today right now. And he was also recently banned. And I'm wondering if anything that Nick has to say will resonate with Ray Studios. And we'll just do that for a couple minutes and then get straight into the number one topic, man. This digital currency stuff, I don't know how long it's going to take. They're trying to move it fast. The only people that have any chance at stopping this is MAGA. So I'm chatting with people and they're like, why are you wearing MAGA? Man, it's like I can't go from 0 to 100 with them because it was a journey. Like this is like a 2-year journey for me. And they're the only ones, in the world, the only political that I know of. I know American politics the most. They're the only ones that have ever had a leader that even talks in a manner, and talk isn't even anything. The only ones that have a leader that talks in a manner to fight against this globalization, which is just centralized control. So when Ray gets back, I'm going to surprise him with this topic here while we let some people get in just for a couple minutes. Ray, how you feeling, bruh?
I'm feeling great, man. This fasting diet's been going great for me. It's been yesterday was a cheat day for me. That was a cheat day because I have a rule. I have one cheat day a week. So yeah, but but yeah, I'm back on it. I'm back on it right now, and I'm feeling great. Yeah.
Tell us about that. What's the diet? Because I might need to do that too myself.
Well, I also do workout too with it, so it's not just that.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, for sure.
But obviously the main drive of it was the trip to Florida that me and you are going to do in January. That was the main thing, because the reason is I want to be able to go down to the beach and beaches down there too. That's the main thing, and actually be able to take my shirt off on the beach too.
So Ray, you don't want to be like me, where I'm the dude at the beach with the swim shirt on.
No, I don't want to be like that. You're in your 40s. You're a married man in your 40s. I'll be 21 on that when we're down there.
I appreciate you being kind, but there's no excuse. But here's what I said the other day. I want credit. Nobody gives you credit when, like, if you're not right at the beach, I don't think you should be like out there like that. That's just me. If not against anybody who does. So I want a little. Can I get a thank you? Like, I almost want to go around the beach. Like, you see what I did? I covered up. You know. You know who else? You know who else should have covered up at the beach, Ray?
Who?
Elon Musk.
Ah!
Did you see that?
I saw that.
Did you see that?
But the irony is he posted that meme of Bill Gates though. So kind of.
I know.
So he's kind of like throwing a little shade at himself too. So.
Yeah. If you don't know, let me share it real quick. This is me at the beach right here. This is me at the beach, and it's not the dude on the left that looks like Obama.
Oh God! It's
so the person. This is one of the greatest tweets I've ever seen. So this person Sin says, "Never in my life have I seen a physique like this."
Yeah, something looks off a little off right there. So,
no, Ray, is he holding his gun in? Is that what that is?
Either that, or he has some plastic surgery that makes it look a little weird. It's one of those two things.
Elon, just let it go, man.
Yeah,
there's a certain point. No, go ahead.
Because there are some people who have and I'm not joking right here, what's it called again? Ab implants. Plastic surgery. It's weird. Or however to be sculpted.
Let me say this, Ray. Like, once you get too loose, it's not like there's no ab implants. There's no holding it in. You just and it looks better when you just let it go.
Yeah.
You're almost like a lumberjack.
Yeah.
But
but me, I'm not just go to the beaches, but I also want to go down to the nightclubs down there with Saul as well.
Yeah, do it, man. Yeah. I'm out the nightclub game, but I can live vicariously through you and Saul.
Yeah, but yeah, like on my birthday was when we get there. We're gonna have a beer and have a Cuban cigar. Yeah,
I love it, man. That's the life right there.
Yeah.
So let me this I didn't tell you about this topic, Ray, but I wanted to bring Ray on. Ray, if you could tell everyone, unfortunately, they got you. Not that you did anything, but they got you. What happened?
I had Osiris, Carlos, and Saul on my show. It was on which day was it? Was it the 12th, I believe? Was it the 12th? I think it was. Okay. It wasn't all four of us at the same time. It was me, Carlos, and Saul at first because Osiris had some stuff he had to take care of. And then Saul left. It was just me and Carlos for a little bit. Then you came on, and then Carlos left. And then it was just me and you just having fun, just watching a bunch of videos. And then after that, a couple days later, I got a strike on my channel. And you guys will not believe what it was for. You guys will think I'm making this up. Literally, the strike that I got was for bullying or harassment. Because I don't know about you, but I watched the video. Me, you, Carlos, and Sal never bullied anyone or harassed anyone.
We don't bully.
None of us did.
We don't do that. We don't do none of that,
because I know better. I'm sure all you guys know better. So
it's not even. It's not even in our DNA, man. Like I don't roll with anybody who would even have that.
Yeah, because I was bullied as a kid, and I know what it feels like. So yeah, and I had you and Carlos on yesterday. And I told you guys I don't think it was. I don't even know if it was even worth trying to appeal it because I didn't at the time. And then Carlos said, "Just go with it. What's the worst that can happen? Because they can't give you a strike for just appealing it." Mm-hmm. So I did today, and within an hour, it just came back saying rejected. Literally within an hour.
Not even possible because the live was how long was the live? 3 hours?
It was a 4-hour episode.
It was a 4-hour live, so they didn't even give you the courtesy. And let me do this. That bullying stuff that they're talking about, it encompasses a lot of different stuff when you read it. Yeah. They also tried to get Nick Reichardt. Well, they did get Nick Reichardt on that same type of stuff. And I'm wondering there's a certain group in our country. I don't know if it happened on the live before I jumped on. I don't think we had a discussion on it. There's a certain group in our country that is, you just can't say you can't criticize, you can't say anything. That's what happened to Nick. I don't know if that happened to you, but let me play a little bit, just a couple minutes at the most, not a lot.
Okay.
See if you can relate to this.
Okay.
Who got the strike? Why's the strike? What's going on? So they don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from you. Or this way. So what's going on with this?
So the guy on the left is Nick Reichardt, one of the best streamers that I've seen out there. This dude streams all day, twice a day. He's got 10,000 people in his lives at night, 5,000 on Rumble. Guy on the left here.
YouTube strike thing.
Well, YouTube has this. YouTube has a feature in it, and it's called cuckoldry.
I don't think that's quite the name, but let's go. Let's go with it tonight.
It is tonight. That's where YouTube sits around and watches other people make YouTube a bunch of money. And then what they do is make decisions with some loose set of terms, and they make them mostly arbitrarily and often incorrectly that someone has somehow violated those terms. For me, in this case, I am not yet aware of what exactly I have done wrong.
You're on double secret probation.
Yeah, well, this is actually the norm. The normal part of this is you will receive some sort of discipline from YouTube, and they won't actually tell you the exact reason. What they'll do is they'll say, this particular video violates some segment of this policy. And for mine, let me pull it up.
So, Ray, do you relate to that already?
Already.
They tell you have a strike. Let us know.
And really, it was all of a sudden. I don't even understand what it was. Like, literally, I literally got up around I believe, what day did the strike come in? Let me see what day it was. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see what day it was. Because I know what I was doing that night. It was.
Yeah. What's up, Metalopoly?
Yep.
Love Reichardt Law. Metalopoly says that dude is smart AF. Really?
Oh yeah. He's smart. Like, I have nothing but respect for him. I have nothing but respect. Okay, here it is. Do you think you think that you could bring this up right here? So, because just for your audience can see it. Right here.
You got a link to it or what? Okay.
Right here. So your audience can see it.
Yep.
And here it is. Like, this was on 4 days ago, which was the 18th, 17th, the 15th, which was a Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday. Okay. I had a video I scheduled to go up on YouTube. It was just a clip from that episode. It was just me, Carlos, and Sarul talking about something. I won't mention that on your video, but it was something. And then it went because I scheduled it for it to appear at 9:00, which it did. And then an hour later, this came in. I didn't notice this till about, was it noon or 1:00, somewhere around that time. I didn't notice this because I didn't go through my emails. Then all of a sudden I saw this. I was like, what is going on right here? So I looked at this and literally it says this. Hi, Ray Studios. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our harassment, threats, and cyberbullying policy. We've removed the following content from YouTube. The Ray Infinity Show, number 65, Carlos Barantes, Saul, and Osiris. And I didn't understand what it meant by bullying. So, yeah. And obviously we get that part down there. But here's what it says how your content violated the policy. YouTube creators share their opinions on a wide range of different topics. However, there is a line between passionate and debate and masculine harassment. Content containing targeted harassment, and none of us targeted anyone, including but not limited to stalking, threats, bullying, intimidation, vigilantism, unwanted sexualization, and sexual degrading language is not allowed on YouTube. Name one of those that any of the four of us did. Name one of those.
No,
None.
but that's very vague.
Like
so if I do a hot or not segment, can they say that's unwanted? What was that, like unwarranted sexualization?
Something like that. But
Wow.
like here, YouTube has a rule here that makes absolutely no sense. It's a rule called borderline content, which means like you don't break the rules, but you kind of get close to it, so we'll give you a strike for that. Literally, that means anything can be a strike. Anything can be. How is that fair, or how is anyone supposed to like make sure they don't violate those rules? How? How is it possible?
So it's like two things here, Ray. It's like you're pulled over by a cop, and you know the cop comes over, and then the cop says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" They're like, "No, I don't." Bro, tell me. So they don't tell you why. They just give you these vague things. And then the borderline rule is, what if the speed limit's 40 miles an hour and you got to 38? They're like, well, you got too close to 40.
So we're just going to give you a strike just because. Like Steven
And
Crowder's it's been happening to Steven Crowder too. Like I mentioned yesterday, was that Micaiah Bryant situation where he defended that officer, and like YouTube gave him a strike for it. Like, yeah, it makes no sense. Defending an officer for saving another black girl's life, literally.
So there is a white pill here. Metalopoly is talking about it. Texas has stepped up. Florida has stepped up also. But this lawsuit is Texas.
Yep.
And Texas and they won so far, and this is going to go to the Supreme Court. There is no question about that.
Yeah.
They have, they'll go ahead. You know about it?
What I was going to say was I think even just because I think it's going to get the Supreme Court will shut it down. I talked about this with Carlos after I got done talking to you earlier. I talked to him about it, and like I said, there's no way that the Supreme Court will allow this to go forward. There's no way.
So I differ a little bit. I think 5-4. I don't know the couple, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch. I think Gorsuch will go. I think Gorsuch will be on the side. I'm not sure about Kavanaugh actually. I think it will be 5-4, but I'm thinking of it as an optimistic thing. There's a chance if that gets to the Supreme Court and it wins, then every red state could do the same law. Worst case scenario, people could be protected in Texas. So you would see people like the War Room. Maybe, I don't know if they would have to rent a room or something in Texas, and then they would be protected. And you would see Steve Bannon back on YouTube. You could see Trump back on Twitter, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like another thing, I think the next one will be Florida. I'm positive on that. But because DeSantis said they were going to modify that bill that they passed, but was shut down by a judge. So I think once it comes back modified, I think it'll possibly pass if the Supreme Court allows this to go forward. And that would be another reason to move to Florida, because I've been like telling you, I've been trying to talk to you about it. Like hey, depending on our trip, we should consider that, because like you and Carlos can like get it like a studio down there and just have our shows be run out of it, like start like a little mini company or something like that.
Florida that's where you would want to do it.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, but I've been talking about that on the channel. Like you got to move to areas. you've got to be in a place that people don't hate you. That's for sure. Like, we couldn't be in New York City. It just wouldn't be for us. I mean, it's just not possible. Right now, it wouldn't be safe, in my opinion, for us to be living in New York City.
Yeah. You need to at least get out of Colorado. You need to at least do that.
Yeah, and Colorado's not even the worst spot. I mean, Colorado has Denver is crazy. I don't have this topic ready, but Denver is actually doing. I am for UBI, but not the way Denver's doing it.
What's the way they're doing it then?
Ooh, Denver's doing it just for. It's trans people.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's for specific groups, and I think homeless.
Yeah,
Which I'm not against. I'm not against UBI, but I to me, it's got to be everybody.
Well, you know me, I'm against it because I think it just creates an incentive for people not to work. Even if you just give someone enough money to just pay their bills and stuff like that, there are a lot of people that are just going to be like, not even to pay their bills. They're just going to go out and just blow it all on drugs. Because I know a lot of people that would do that. Personally, not just people just random people. I know people personally that would do that.
Yep. So yeah, but let's look at. We talked about this censorship with big tech, and it's going to spill over into this digital asset if they're able to do it. There's a way that it can be stopped, and the way is to vote MAGA. I mean, is that fair to say? Am I just being crazy? Ray, there's no other way right now. Who else is trying to stop this?
Who else would be trying to stop this? I'm not aware of that at the moment. At least not at the moment. But MAGA to me, like they're the only trustable ones that you can vote for. Like a DeSantis, like a Kerry Lake, or like a Greg Abbott. Those are pretty much the only kind of people that I would consider voting for.
Yeah, so when people ask, well, why are you supporting MAGA? I guess it's actually really simple. They're the only ones that are going against this type of thing. Now, I like the technology here. We got more details. So we knew that the government was going to go this route. They released a fact sheet. White House releases first ever comprehensive framework for responsible development of digital assets. It's funny how everything is worded. I just took a couple clips from here. It's a good long read. You know who did a great breakdown of this? Hotep Jesus. Go search YouTube for, and I'll put it in the chat, HOTEP Jesus. And then he has a video called FEDCOIN. He and I disagree a little bit on certain things, but he's much more knowledgeable on crypto than I am. Mm-hmm. So the first things that I was looking at here is, Ray, to me, this is proof. Like, they would call us conspiracy theorists when we say globalization, and that's where we're going. This quote I highlighted here says, digital assets present potential opportunities to reinforce U.S. leadership in the global financial system. And to me, what that means is currency is going global. We want America to be the leader in that kind of system there. Who knows what this stuff is going to be backed on? So right now, like, the dollar isn't really backed by anything other than the military might and oil of America, and oil being traded worldwide. Before, it was backed by gold. I don't know what the backing of this currency is going to be, but they want to obviously make sure that the U.S. is a factor and not, for example, China or another country. So do you think I'm going too far, Ray, or is that kind of showing this verbiage is all throughout the article here, or the release?
I pretty much agree with you, except on the part where you're saying like they'll have the U.S. be the center front of that. No, I think that'll be China. That'll be at the center front of it, in my opinion, pretty much. Like, but I've said this on my show multiple times. I think Bitcoin is the future. Like, I think Bitcoin will become the world reserve currency. It's going to replace the dollar, in my opinion. And like, I've actually been getting into arguments with people that I know of about it. That they're saying, "Oh, nah, because Bitcoin, you'd have no idea of how much it'll be worth on tomorrow or the day after." But like I said, but I keep telling them this: Bitcoin is going to be more valuable than gold pretty soon. Pretty soon, it will be. So, like, Bitcoin to me is like maybe you could actually rename Bitcoin the mega coin, because like that's essentially what it is. Because like Bitcoin is like the answer to the elites, like the giant middle finger to them, pretty much, because they hate Bitcoin. Like you've heard like Bill Gates talk about it a lot, like saying like Bitcoin, like, oh, it uses way too much electricity, it goes against their green stuff that they want. Like it's that's basically what it is. Like Bitcoin to me is the future, because it's going to be more valuable than gold pretty soon. Yes, it can tick down pretty badly, and like you can lose a lot of money, but over time it'll be like stocks. Over time it'll go up dramatically, and when it does, you can just cash in and just become like a billionaire overnight. That's pretty much how it can be.
Yep, I agree. Good point with the China. I think you could be right. When we get to the global level, I really struggle with the geopolitics, because they play chess, man, and you got to know the history and where they're going. Ryan Smars, friend of the show, came through, said China already has a crypto, don't they? And there are a couple of South American countries that use Bitcoin as their national currency. So here we got to distinguish, though. So China had Bitcoin. I don't think they have crypto right now. Let me look at this article here, because I was looking this up earlier. China's history with crypto. Most recently, they terminated its website and app, and BCT China announced exit. I think China doesn't like it. So we have to distinguish. I don't think they have one now. I'm not an expert on China's thing, but I think they shut everything down, and they're developing. If you look here, they say the Chinese government is developing their own. That's why I took the interpretation of like, are we going against China? But Ray might be right in that Biden and others could be funneling us to China. I mean, that's what could be happening. But Ryan, this is not about Bitcoin. I think some people are confusing this in the chat. They don't like Bitcoin. They don't want Bitcoin. That's a decentralized platform that they don't have control over. They're trying to create their own version. I don't know what the backing, maybe it's a crypto expert. I don't know if it's Ethereum or what they're going to use as the backdrop. They keep mentioning stablecoin. But they are going to create a government version of Bitcoin and eliminate Bitcoin. I don't know how. Are you familiar with that, Ray? How they might try to eliminate Bitcoin? Is it just going to be like devaluing it?
Buying it all up, pretty much. Yeah. That's how. But I think creating a brand new coin itself would just be a little too hard or risky for them. I mean, they could easily do it, but it would be a little too why create one when you already have one right here? You just buy it all up, and that's just what you use. I think that's what they'll probably do with it.
Yeah, I think they're developing a new one. I'll show you. I could be wrong, but I'll show you that as we go through this a little bit. Let me play a couple clips, though. As you can see, this is going towards, I think one thing we all agree on, this is going towards centralized power. And I cannot emphasize enough how Trump and MAGA with America First, how important that message is right now.
To run aggressive, unrelenting, and boldly populist campaigns. Populist, we want to be populist. We want to love our country. That's what we want. Quiet. And we have to throw off the shackles of globalism and reassert two very important words. You know what the words are? America first. It's a very simple thing. We have to put our country first. We had that done, and we were doing great.
Sorry if that's a little quiet there. I got to figure out how to get that amplified. But basically, it's just Trump saying America first. Well, I want to play one. No, go ahead.
I suggest that you should get like a clout modifier and just use that with your Shure SM7B. That's what I'm using right now. Because it'll actually, it gives it like I forgot how many watts it gives it, but it gives it like a giant boost. That's just what I would suggest you do.
Yeah, and yours, it sounds really clear right now. Let me play a little bit of Rush.
This speech that Trump gave today, folks, is the reason they hate this guy. The speech he gave today is why they're doing all of this cockamamie stuff to get rid of him. He poses the single greatest threat to the establishment's world order there has ever been, and he hit them between the eyes today with it. He hit everybody. He stood up for America. He just took China and the Iranians and the Iraqis. He took.
So I just wanted to play a touch of Rush. That's the vibe I got from Trump in that speech, and he's standing up, in my opinion, against that, Steve Bannon and others. Shout out to Black Pegasus in the chat. Ray, have you checked out Black Pegasus at all?
I've seen his. I looked at his channel. He has some pretty cool stuff. Like I told him in the comment section one time, I got to get him on my show sometime because he seems like a really cool dude.
Man, recently, he had such a that interview. I knew it was gonna blow up, man. When I saw that interview, he had an interview. Any Tech 9 fans? He had an interview with Tech 9, and it was just so dope.
Yeah, I love Tech 9. Like even though there's a lot of questions raised with the guy, but like I love the song they did with The Rock. I love that song. Like that song gets me pumped though. You know what up? So yeah,
he's good at that.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what I see. And then I look through this release of the fact sheet, and Black Pegasus actually said a FEDCOIN is their attempt. So I think I'm still unsure on how this whole thing is going to unfold. But let me show you here what I'm seeing in this article, some like red flags. Stable coins in particular could create disruptive runs if not paired with appropriate regulation. So when you see that, you're like, whoa, that's the government basically saying we want control. And there have been allegations, I don't know if this is true or not, but there was a crash in the stable coin market. And there's been allegations that somehow there was some chicanery there with the establishment. I don't know if that is true or not, but it would be convenient, right, to have that crash and then the government come in and say, we're here to save you.
Yeah. like it's like the boy who it's almost like the boy. Well, no, it's not that. Here's the best analogy. You remember the movie Incredibles, the Incredibles one, like Syndrome, Syndrome, where like he was the one causing all the problems, all like unleashing this, and he came in at the end of the day and said, "I'll save the day," even though he was actually the bad guy. He was only doing it just to make himself look good. So that's a lot like what it is. He's trying to make it a terrible situation, but even this was something that he caused, but came in at the last second and saves everyone, and he's worshipped as a god pretty much.
Exactly what I take from it. Hotep Jesus wrote this article for Men of Order, and the reason why I'm digressing to this is because I wanted to see if are they creating something new here. And I don't know if this shows this or not, but they're working on this thing called Project Hamilton. And it's this quote, I've never heard this quote from Alexander Hamilton before. Some of you might have, but there was a debate between Thomas Jefferson, going way back in the day now, over central banking. Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton. Thomas Jefferson said, a private central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army. He basically was calling out the Federal Reserve before it even existed. He said, we must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. So you wonder why I roll with MAGA. I explained that. You wonder why I roll with Thomas Jefferson, and people are so probably tired of me saying that they took his statue out of New York City, which is one of the craziest things that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Took him out of the New York City Hall like he was some type of foreign invader or something. And that's why I wrote, that is a hell of a principle to have back then. I didn't know about this about Alexander Hamilton, though. He was on the dark side. He said no society could succeed which did not unite the interest and credit of rich individuals with those of the state. That is called fascism. A national debt, if it is not excessive, will be to us a national blessing. Yikes. You have any thoughts on that, Ray?
What you're saying, that's fascism. This reminds me of something that Alex Jones said when he went on Tim Pool's show. I forgot. I believe it was with Michael Malice. Okay, because it's on your channel, I don't want your channel getting shadow banned anymore. I'll just phrase the word out with something it'll be pretty obvious. Alex Jones says that Thomas Jefferson was a leader of a good version of the thing with the eye. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want your channel getting shadow banned right there. But he was a leader of a good version of it, and basically like going against the actual bad version of it. So, is it possible that the bad ones got a hold of Hamilton or something? Was he working with them? Who knows? I have no idea. So, maybe this makes a lot of sense right here. Because I don't recall hearing this statement before. I don't recall this. I'll have to look a little more into it.
I don't either, but great perspective there, because I'm not an expert in all that, but that's why I like listening to Alex Jones and others, and you yourself. You're really good with that stuff. You know, it's funny. It ties in to this, what you just said. I don't know if that's true or not, but it ties in. Black Pegasus says a FEDCOIN is their attempt to maintain control of the monetary system. Technology is moving so fast, digital money is the future, no question. And yeah, we're going to talk about what they might do with that power. One main difference between Bitcoin and Hamilton, this Project Hamilton, which is a partnership with the Federal Reserve and MIT. So you see a private bank, they say the Federal Reserve is not a private bank. In my opinion, it's a private bank. We haven't audited it. So it's private in effect with the universities. Hamilton does not use blockchain technology. Why does it not use blockchain technology? Because blockchain is the whole point of Bitcoin, to decentralize it where you have no central authority or power. So obviously they're looking at so I don't think they're going to build it on anything like that. It looks like they're trying to build a technology that's faster. They can hide the power usage so they can say it's green energy, and it will be a centralized power. So that's why I say that there. Oh, whoa, Metalopoly, let's stop for a second. Black Pegasus, do you have a channel on YouTube? This dude only has one of the dopest, fastest growing, creative channels on YouTube. Click his name and check it out. Just excellent channel. So look at this part of it though, Ray. I looked at this and highlighted this. So they said the reports call on agencies to promote innovation by kickstarting private sector research and development and helping cutting-edge U.S. firms find footholds in global markets. At the same time, they call for measures to mitigate the downside risks, like increased enforcement of existing laws. That sounds very similar to the IRS stuff. They're going to do the same type of stuff with the SEC and every other agency. This is the proof that Black Pegasus, you and I are right. This is control, more enforcement right here.
Well, I called this a while ago with a coin. I said a while ago they would create a FEDCOIN, but I don't think they'll create one out of thin air. Like I said, I think they'll just take Bitcoin, that they're buying it up right now as we speak, and once we have no access to it, they'll just use that as the world reserve currency, the main one, because like they said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. They own it. We're just the one. It's just cycling through us. That's how they're going to use it, in my view.
I agree. Ryan Smars with an excellent point. Can this still be considered crypto if it's not decentralized? To my knowledge, no. What do you think?
It can't. The definition of crypto, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's just nothing but digital currency. I don't think it's something that's centralized. I think it just means a digital currency. I believe that's what it means. I could be wrong on that. It's
a great question. I don't know. We can't do much about it, but let me look and see. Wikipedia is not the best place, but
yeah.
Wikipedia says that a cryptocurrency is a digital currency designed to work as a medium of exchange through a computer network that is not reliant on any central authority, such as a government or bank. That is resourced by number 2 here. Wow. So, based on that, I don't know if that's the deciding definition. Ryan, you are onto something. Based on that, we cannot call this a crypto. This is maybe that's why they call it a digital asset. Notice the title of the article was digital asset. They did not call it a crypto. If you go back to this first piece here, responsible development of digital assets.
Yeah. Osiris, do you have any crypto? Do you own any?
Yes, very little, but I do own some, and I look at it a little bit different than others. Maybe I don't look at it from. I don't really care if the value. I'm not owning it for the value right now to go up. Really, I'm owning it just in case ish hits the fan, almost like prepping. That I've got a little something there where I can use it to trade for goods. Because Ray, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm worthless as far as like a handy person. I can't fix a car. I can't repair the house. I got to look on YouTube. It takes me a half an hour to do like an easy repair job around. So what am I going to? So Ray, let's say worst case scenario, ish hits the fan, dollar crashes. We're like Lebanon. They call people robbing the bank when all they want to do is take their money out. What skills do you have that you can exchange with your neighbor for bread or whatever it is?
Well, I am someone who has done backbreaking work. A lot of family. Well, I don't work right now. I just work in a deli. I don't do any backbreaking work like that. But I've done it ever since I was a little kid. Just been doing a lot of stuff like that. Like one of them, not just work, but I do have like other survival skills that I've been taught since I was younger. I know how to grow food. I know how to use fertilizer. I know how to fish. I know how to hunt. I know how to clean and cook. I know how to do all of it. So yeah, like yesterday when you and Carlos mentioned it's not that good of a good idea to have two chefs in a kitchen because like you said you and your wife you guys butt heads a little in the kitchen. So yeah, but yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I know how I was taught how to cook when I was a little kid, so I know what to do, and I know how to make things taste like the bomb. I've been taught that. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I can. But I'm also someone that can just just walk long ways to just try to grab something or two like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to think about what my talents are. I think the number one thing is I'm not afraid to work. I might not know what I'm doing, and I'll catch on. Once I catch on, I'll figure out how to do it well. So yeah. I'll just go and do whatever. But that's what Bitcoin is for me. Just in case the dollar crashes, there's something else. Yeah.
Well, if the shit hits the fan, you should probably not be in a state where it gets freezing cold, like Colorado, or me with Iowa, where the snow will. You can literally without heat, you can literally die, literally. So. Like I've been trying to, like I said, I've been seriously been considering Florida, and maybe even Texas, but mostly Florida, recently.
Ryan Smars says 9mm and learn to refill casings. Let's not. I don't want. I don't want to get that dark, but it's fun. That's a funny. That's real.
Well, Ryan, me and you got to hang out then because me and you will get along pretty good just by you saying that.
Yeah. Black Pegasus says we can always use BTC through VPNs, etc., but government regulations can change or hinder its value. They need to slow down the adoption of BTC to install their own tyrannical version. Yep. And
don't you think the government can break through the walls of a VPN though?
Yeah, if they really need to. I think I'm not an expert, but I do have a VPN. The thing about the VPN though, you got to remember to use it. I don't just leave it on. So here's why I've been using it recently because I like Nick Fuentes. You worry about shadow banning. I talk about Nick. As soon as you say Nick Fuentes' name, you're probably shadow banned. But I go to his site, cozy.tv, I believe it was called. And I just wanted to kind of do the VPN because I know for a fact there's probably feds all over it. And then I just go there and I forget to put the VPN on and it's over. So you just got to remember. Do you always use the VPN
on at all times?
Yeah, because it slows the internet down though. So when I'm doing upload, I'm like, why does the upload go? Oh, I got the VPN on, then I got, but whatever.
But like you got to do it for your safety and like for yourself. You have no choice. You have to have the VPN on at all times.
Yeah. So whoever my Fed guy is, I'm sorry, man. The gig's up, bro. The gig's up. But they put more stuff in here about increasing. I just want to clip this because it says increasing enforcement resources. That's scary stuff, man. What does that mean? There's more money going to these agencies like the SEC and others. So there's more to it, but that's all I wanted to go over with it. The big picture on it. They're looking at doing a lot. That article, I would go ahead and read that. Let me see if I have that link there. I'm going to look for the link real quick. Put it in the chat. Yes, I have it right here. Check this out. It is easy reading. It's good reading. And they tell you what they're thinking. You just have to listen.
Yep.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. Let's see what the comment section has been saying. I'm pretty interested because I haven't been paying too much attention to that. Oh, right there. Ryan says, I think that's what they're trying to do, but it would backfire and cause the value of Bitcoin to skyrocket. Well, Bitcoin will skyrocket no matter what, in my view. It doesn't.
Are you still there? Oh, your mic went out. You got that mic glitch probably. Yeah, I don't know. So every once in a while, you got to reset the mic. So people don't realize, man, when you're doing your own audio show.
Can you hear me?
Back? Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
Still got to work on that.
You're good.
Yeah. But can you still hear me though?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're back.
Yeah. Ryan says, I think that's what they're trying to do, but it will backfire and cause the value of Bitcoin to skyrocket. Like I said, I think Bitcoin will skyrocket no matter what, because like it's like stocks. When you keep you remember, was it last year? I believe. Remember when that GameStop situation happened, where all those Redditors came and just continued to buy up a bunch of GameStop and literally just jacked up the price, and then they all sold it and made a shit ton of money off it. That's pretty much how it would work with Bitcoin, except Bitcoin will go up much higher because Bitcoin is worth way more than any stock company ever will be, except maybe Apple. Apple, maybe that's an exception, but that's it. But yeah, when you continue to buy something, it drives up the value, and when you drive up the value, you drive up the price, and that just works great right there.
Yep. Another good channel is the Orange. Well, not the Orange. It's the Max and Stacy Report. That channel, they're really good with the Bitcoin stuff. But yeah, look, this was an interesting topic, Ray, that you brought up here. It's a topic about the headline from Breitbart. It says faith no more. And I've been finding my faith more and more recently. But this headline from Breitbart says faith no more. Study reveals America's declining Christian majority. And what stood out to you about this one, Ray?
Well, a lot of it has to do with Carlos and then my cousin too, because Carlos, he's very religious, and I've been talking to him even though I'm not religious, I'm very spiritual. I'm open to religion and stuff like that, and me and him haven't had a conversation about it yet, but me and him will. Well, we're still trying to figure the right time out about that. But also, when I told you yesterday that my cousin, who is a pastor, I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and a lot of his ideas were oh my God, this makes a whole lot of sense. I never thought of it about that way. My cousin, he was smart. He's been a pastor just like his dad, my grandpa's brother. He's a really smart guy, and it makes a whole lot of sense. I've actually been becoming more and more religious. I'm not quite there to full on religion just yet, but I'm still becoming more and more. And I actually may become full on religious. I don't know if that'll happen, but I think it will though. I think probably will. It'll take some time though. But yeah. Well, there was an article was it 2 months ago? I forgot who it was from, but it says that record low of people who believe in God is at an all-time low. So if it's at an all-time low, because God can mean anything with religion, with anyone's, not just with Christian, but also with Jewish, Islam, Buddhist, or all the other religions. That means it's down for all of them. It's also down for Christianity. That means like fewer people will become Christians, and so like it kind of broke my heart a lot when I saw that. It did, because like I've always been I'm a strong believer, even though I've never been religious, but I've been a strong believer because my entire family is religious. Most of them are, I should say. Correct me. Most of them are religious, and like and I've been appealing more to religion lately after having that conversation with my cousin. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my heart just broke when I saw it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I listen to Tim Pool a lot, of course, and he brings up that I believe Generation Z is more conservative, I believe. And I don't know if I'm fully buying that. I don't see it. Maybe it's true. I see more of this. There's an attack on religion. Metalopoly says some will get raptured. Those left behind will still have a chance so long as they don't take the mark. So I've become more religious, but then that is in conflict with many people who listen to the channel because I am pro-technology, which to me that's all transhumanism is the pursuit of technology. And that could be that mark. So hopefully I'm not wrong about that one. But listening for this article, let's see if this audio works here. Sometimes I play the audio.
Faith no more. Study reveals America's declining Christian majority.
Might be kind of quiet, but
yeah, it's a little too quiet.
Okay, let me read the first part of it here. America's Christian majority has been declining for years, and if the trend continues, Christians could make up less than half the U.S. population within decades, a study from the Pew Research Center shows. And then so if Christians make up less than half, there's also been an attack on the church. How many of those churches or Christians believe in the ideology that would control them? Like, for example, critical race theory, gender theory. To me, those things don't correspond necessarily with God. So it's not just even make up less than half. It could be less than half, and then those that are left could be controlled by this, whatever ideologies, the flavor of the month at the time.
Well, like there's something interesting that I if you realize something, like Vatican, which is basically the giant area where like Catholics, they're like their entire centerpiece is. There's a lot of from a lot of things I've heard and a lot of some research, there's a lot of Luciferian elements in a Vatican. A lot of Luciferian, which that's disturbing when you look at it. It's really disturbing. So,
yeah,
who knows? I don't know. The Pope could be like controlled or something. But like but like me, religion, I wouldn't be Catholic. No, I would not be Catholic because Catholic just to me, I wouldn't get along with it. I just couldn't do that. It wouldn't be that well for me. It would be more of the lawns like more closer to like non-denominational Southern Baptist or Pentecostal, something along those lines. But it would be something along those. It wouldn't be Catholic because Catholic, it's just a little too far when you look at a lot of things with that.
Yes, and I've been listening to Charlie Kirk a lot, and I like how he infuses his religious beliefs into the philosophy for governing a country. And then he always brings it back to the founding of the country. And I really like that. When you look at it, it's very powerful that our country was founded on the idea of God and religion in a way. And that's empowering to people. This attack on religion matches, to me, the attack on the Constitution. When you look at the Constitution and the rights given to us by God, well, how do you get people out of that? If you're a globalist, Ray, and you're thinking about this strategically, that's what these people are philosophers thinking about this like a chess game. How do we long-term get people? The Constitution is the number one thing in the way of all this global agenda. How do we get people separated from, and the Constitution is not a piece of paper. It's the idea. So if you get people away from the idea of the Constitution, the piece of paper is a waste. I mean, it means nothing. So how do you get people away from that?
What you do is you have you have to do the exact same thing but backwards. You have to get them away from those other ideas too. That's the main goal right there. Because like if like critical race theory, once kid because like a 4-year-old, if they're exposed to it, they're gonna probably believe it, because you can convince like a 4-year-old anything, really anything. And I mean it's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying it's that easy. So like what you got to do is you have to do what they're doing, but from the opposite direction. Keep them away from critical race theory, woke theory, all of that kind of stuff. You have to keep them separate in your bubble. Like that's like I'm a big fan of homeschooling. That's why personally, me, when I have kids, I'm not sending them to public school. I'm actually sending them to religious school. That because like I told you before, I will be a strict parent. That's just my view on that. Like a lot of people will disagree with me on that, but that's just me because I've seen a lot of things. But yeah, you have to get them into a strict area too. Like if you put them in the church, like a religious school is, like yes, it's not entirely that about religion. It's obviously like school too. But like the religious stuff to me is important because it will because the country was founded on Judaic-Christian values, and because like Judaic-Christian values are like taught in some schools too, particularly in religious schools. And if you like expose the kids to like these ideas when they're young, you can actually get them to like truly go in line with it and not veer off like these people on the left and what these elites want. And so it would prevent them from becoming a part of the state. So what you need to do is get them away from this and put them on the right path. So like, and my path is like not just keep them out of public schools. I mean, you don't need to necessarily send them to religious schools. You can do homeschooling if you want, but like just keep them away from public schools. That is the number one goal, in my opinion. That's what you have to do, because like the kids come first, and it's like they're their future. They're our future, and if the kids get infected with all this woke ideology, our future is done. It just is.
Yep, that's why we're talking about trying to do a channel potentially on culture, no politics directly, all culture, because that's what they're doing. Here's what some people say God was never mentioned in the Constitution, but God was mentioned in the Declaration of Independence multiple times. And that's not an accident. It's because their view was that our rights come from our Creator. Here's what it sounds like when you attack that thought and you say people are white nationalists and they're evil. Here's how it manifests itself.
And also, I actually in my video earlier, I did a thing about Ellie Mistel too. So
did you? Yep. I need to do a whole full thing on this, bro, right here.
Yeah,
now, in your book, Allow Me to Retort, you reframe politics and the Constitution by kind of breaking down how it all impacts voting rights, like you mentioned, LGBTQ rights, abortion rights. The list, as you know, goes on and on. So are you arguing that the Constitution needs to be scrapped altogether?
Sure, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like if we could...
What's funny, bruh? Like, is that funny? Like, what was he laughing about?
I think he's laughing at us.
Sure.
What he's laughing at are people like me and you, because we're even though we disagree on some things, we still overall we're in the same general area. Like, we're constitutionalists. We believe in like freedom, at least in these Judaic-Christian values. Even though neither of us are religious yet, but we still believe in the same core principles. And like what he's doing right here, he's spitting on these ideas that we believe, that we hold dear. That's what he's doing right here.
Wow. Well said. That's exactly what he's doing.
It's to be scrapped altogether.
Sure, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like if we could throw that out and start over with a new document that was more inclusive of everybody, that was written by everybody, at no point have black people, brown people, or women had a say in actually writing.
Can you pause that right there? Can you pause that?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will.
You remember that? You know when Roe v. Wade was turned over, and I sent you that video of Justice Scalia talking about what his opinion on Roe v. Wade was, and like Piers Morgan says, well, women, they didn't even have a right to vote, and Justice Scalia says, well, like you couldn't send them to jail without due process, and like the founders, they had wives and daughters that they cared about, so they were actually thought of. Like at the time, and the founders, they knew this, just like they knew they were against slavery. They also didn't like them. A lot of them didn't treat women like the way that you normally would think they would be treated back then. They knew they couldn't fix that because the general population back then would not have gone with them. That's a fact. I acknowledge that. But they knew over time that would be changed. They knew that. Same thing with slavery. They knew that could be fixed. Same thing with the Second Amendment. They knew the technology would advance even further because, that's why they put it in. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, because they were very well aware that the technology would advance to where we could get to this point. Now, I'm not saying they probably necessarily thought, but that we could eventually get to laser guns like you see in the movies. But I'm pretty sure they knew that the technology would keep advancing well beyond where they were at the time. They knew that.
Absolutely, and that's why you could amend it. Yeah. But he said that we didn't have any say. I mean, we have say now. We have say right now. These people always try to. I'm all for going back and looking at your history and learning from history so you can kind of gain that experience without hopefully suffering the same pitfalls. But you can't go back looking at history to ignore what opportunities you have now. And I know he's a lost cause. He's gone. But people who are eating this up, don't listen to that and think he's right. You have a say right now.
Everybody, at no point
one more thing before you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard this yet from him, but I'm so curious as to what his opinion on Clarence Thomas is. I am so curious, because I want to know what he would say about Clarence Thomas. I truly would.
Yeah, he would call him every name in the book. Now, I would like to know his true opinion on Clarence Thomas. I don't know. To me, this whole thing comes across as an act. Like, we know what the cabal wants.
Yep.
So if you want to advance, if you are an aspirational sleazebag and you just want to climb the corporate ladder, you want to be on TV. Say you and I were aspiring to be on TV, on CNN or whatever mainstream outlet. We know what they want to hear. And if you have that in you where you're just aspirational and your goals are money, fame, and those are what you hold as a top priority, then we might grow afros, pick it out, and say some dumb ish like this. You know?
Well,
so I don't know if it's authentic.
I don't have a full on afro, but like my afro, right when I get it doesn't look like a full on afro like what you think. It's just everywhere. That's literally what it is. And when I was younger, I wanted my hair to get long, but when I got older, I realized, I like my hair being short. So, yeah.
Yeah. But Black Pegasus there with the reference to, who was that? That's the Killer Priest. Well, I don't know the Bible part of it, but I know that from, I think this is lame. I know this was the last song on the Jizza album, Liquid Swords, I believe. Life is a test, many quest the universe, and through my research I felt the joy and the hurt. The first shall be last and the last shall be first, the basic instructions before leaving earth. Is that literally from the Bible? I'm ignorant on it. I know it from Killer Priest.
I don't recall off the top of my head. I mean, if Carlos were here, he would know that right off the bat.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I'll finish off this. I don't even know. It's only a minute. We'll finish it.
Everybody that was written by everybody, at no point have black people, brown people, or women had a say in act.
How can he say something like that without being checked? At no point have black people or women had a say?
Brown people or women had a say in actually writing the Constitution or the amendments to that Constitution. If we could throw that out and have a delegation of all Americans to write a new one, I would be all for that.
Here's something. The founders were against slavery. That's well known. They didn't believe in it. The only reason they didn't put amendment in to get rid of it was because they needed the southern states to actually help them fight against the British. Like if it wasn't for because they would have had no chance without those southern states. So once they got a hold of them, they prevented and so they could go up against the British. That's literally what they had to do. It's ugly, it is, but it is what it is. There was no other choice.
Yeah, people mistake the 3/5 compromise And a lot of people go back to that and they say, well, they were considering slaves 3/5 a person. What that was strategic. They wrote the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, in a manner that long term they would get rid of slavery. It was all set up. All men are created equal. That was not an accident. And you're absolutely right. It was strategic. And I think they didn't want to have a war eventually, but that's what it came down to. But the 3/5 a person was to make sure that the South didn't get too much power. That's all it was about. They wanted to have the slaves count as 0 a person. Why? So they could have gotten rid of slavery, because you got your representation was based on your population. So they were like, no, you can't have them as slaves. They can't participate. Then you count them as a person. So you keep slavery. See, it's so important how you teach history, because they keep on saying, well, critical race theory is history. Critical race theory is history. No, what they really mean is we want to make our interpretation. They would interpret 3/5 a person as a bad thing for black people back then, slaves. And that is completely inaccurate.
If it wasn't for that, they never would have been freed. They never would have been.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you teach history, you keep opinion out of it. So let me finish this one off.
That's what they did in South Africa. When they got rid of apartheid, they didn't tack some amendments onto their apartheid constitution. They threw their apartheid constitution out and they started over. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen here. And so instead of that, what I'm really advocating for is that we interpret our constitution so that we extend justice and fairness.
Mask off. So when they interpret, they have a living constitution. Like Ketanji Brown Jackson, in my opinion, believes in a living constitution. He spent the whole time saying the Constitution is trash. It should be eliminated. Oh, but we can't do that. You know what we can do? We can interpret it however we want to.
And he just mentioned Africa. Are you aware of that new movie, A Woman King? Are you aware of that the movie?
Oh, yeah.
The movie is based off a tribe that was forced slavery, a tribe that's actually sold blacks into slavery that brought them to America. Literally, that's what it was. They sold blacks to the people that came to Africa into slavery. They did that, and they're praising the movie. They literally are.
Yep. And it's if you don't know this movie, The Woman King, which I am actually all for showing the history of black Americans before 1619. I never liked, even before the 1619 Project, you would always hear the history of black Americans, whatever you want to call black, but the Africans at the time who were brought over here before even America started, that's when you would start the history. There's a long history before that. And some of it is as some of these very smart, advanced, powerful kingdoms in the northwest part of Africa. But part of that is they were slave traders as well. What did you see?
Hike Martin said, I identify as a king. So yeah.
So that's Eli Misstyle. You see where he's going with let's reimagine we can't eliminate it. So let's reimagine it. So if you're going to reimagine it, you've got to take care of that pesky God. Because if you're thinking about that God, you're not looking at Eli Mistel as anything. You're like, what are you talking about?
You can go to hell if you think you're going to get rid of my God. You can go to hell if you think that.
Absolutely. And if you're expecting the government to end racism, that's what these people believe. That the government has the power to end racism, fix the climate, to eradicate viruses. Those are people who need God in their life.
Yeah. I've needed God in my life. I like, particularly in the last few years, because there's been a lot of things that I've been going through. Like I've been going through a big depression, severe anxiety, and that's part of the reason why I've started this carnivore fasting diet, this kind of mixture, because it's helped me out a whole lot with it. Not just so I can look better down in Florida, but also my mental and psychological state. It's helped me a lot with that. But also on top of that, getting God in my life a lot more, becoming more religious. That's been helping me a whole lot. It's been getting me through a lot of more stuff.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Very substantive.
Yeah.
This is blown up way bigger than I thought. I'm going to switch over to Ron DeSantis. And Ron DeSantis is vowing that you might get some more visitors. He's basically hinting at there might be more migrants flying over to Martha's Vineyard. It might just be the beginning. You know what I like about this, Ray? This is what it looks like to be on the offensive. We'll get into is this the right thing to do or all that. I think this is what it looks like to be on the offensive. It's not waiting for Democrats to do anything, then reacting to it. No, it's we sent them to the plane. We sent them on the plane, sent them to your precious island, no heads up. And you know what? We might do it again.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing I want to know. Those 50 migrants that were just sent there and that they kicked out with the military, where did they go? What did they do with them? I want to know. I want to know what they did with those guys.
I believe they sent them to Cape Cod. I don't know where they're going after that. I think they went to the naval or the base out there.
Wow.
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I mean,
base? So they're at a military base?
That's what I thought. I thought that they were. Let me show you this.
Okay, then if they're sent to a military base, I think Kerry Lake is more right than I thought. Because here's why. They're just. This is literally the Democrats, they've been flying out all these illegals all across the country to red states particularly. Him just sending them to Martha's Vineyard and Martha's Vineyard sending them to a military base. That's the government. What do you think the government's going to do, which are run by the Democrats? They're going to ship them out across the country, particularly to red states. So if that's what's happened, I agree more. Kerry, she's more right than I thought she was. She's way more.
But here's I think they both are right, though.
Yeah.
I think they're both right. I said this before. If you could, I put 500 million on it, $1 billion. What I'm saying is, how much money would it cost for you to change the news cycle for how many days now? This is the 16th. We're 3-4 days out from this, still talking about it. You would have to pay $1 billion to get that done, and then for it to be effective. You can't even put a price on it. So I think it was worth it from that standpoint, but Kerry Lake and Marjorie Taylor Greene are right. It's not going to solve any problem. I'm not saying that, but it's shining a light to it, and it will help MAGA in the midterms. These Democrats look crazy. They're talking about the Holocaust. I don't know if you saw that. They're comparing it to craziness.
AOC called it. She literally said that Ron DeSantis committed crimes against humanity. Literally said that when they voluntarily agreed to go. It wasn't like DeSantis forced them to go. They were asked and they signed waivers to agree to go, and they went. He didn't do anything illegal. They just went.
So you know what? They're digging their own political grave with them talking. With independence. When you look at kind of the people who are in that hive mind mentality, they're gone. They're not many of them are coming out. A few will, but not a high percentage. We're looking at independents right now. You think independents are looking at this like they want to side with Democrats on this issue? They sound insane. Governor Newsom, I think this is an underplayed story. Governor Newsom wrote a letter to the DOJ asking for a criminal investigation of Ron DeSantis. That is insanity. They're literally saying that basically the FBI should run up on him. Basically.
So you want to pull another Mar-a-Lago? Guess what? I'll take that, because what happened in Mar-a-Lago was nothing but good for Republicans, because guess what? Their approval rating went up after that, if you notice. So guess what? If they do that to DeSantis, oh my God, it's going to go up even higher.
Yes. Oh, I got to hold up before I get to Mike. Friend of show, River from Right Left of Center stopped by. Thank you so much. Everyone who disagrees with me is literally that guy with the funny mustache, and that's where we're at. It's too bad, because there are some comparisons that are legit, but we just got to stay away from it because it doesn't mean anything anymore.
That speech that he gave a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Mike says it's a political play for DeSantis. Shameful. Says I agree with AOC. Now let me address this because I don't want us to come across as being insensitive to people who have made a hell of a journey over here. My parents are immigrants. They're legal immigrants, but they're immigrants. So it's not like I don't have any love for the people there. Here, Ray, I'm going to say this, and you tell me, people in the chat, Mike, reply to me here. Number one, life is savage. That's period, man. We have to acknowledge that. Life is not all roses. Life is not all fair. They came here unannounced. They came here illegally. I know some of them, or a lot of them, are claiming asylum. Man, everybody can't claim asylum. Like that just can't be.
That's not true,
case.
Mike. That is not true, right there, buddy. Nope.
What did Mike say?
He wrote two of them. Go to the first one first. I want to talk. I got something to say right here.
The Republicans. This one.
Yep.
Okay.
Republicans are losing support over the last couple months. Just so you know, that's not true. If in case you didn't know what happened after the Mar-a-Lago raid, the approval rating for Republicans skyrocketed. People were pissed, and then after Biden did a speech similar to the guy with the funny mustache, it even went up even further. So yeah, and then he says like Democrats are doing a better in the polls in most contested races. Nope. Let's see: DeSantis, Kerry Lake, Abbott, Ron Johnson. I think Herschel Walker.
Oh, your mic went out again. Got to reset. But yeah, Ray, your mic went out. Yep, just reset it. Yeah, remember your thought. Reset it. So here's the thing with that. While Ray's resetting his mic, people are just showing polls, and these polls can't be trusted because people are showing. Go again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds a little distorted. Yeah, it's a little distorted. I don't know if he can hear me now. I'll chat him in the private chat. But I think
I can hear you now. Can you?
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
Okay, where was I? But like Herschel Walker's ahead now. Kim Reynolds is. Pretty much every Republican in Iowa is too, and also in Texas and Florida. Like pretty much all the key states. If you didn't know, they're ahead. And like, yeah, show me. Hey, Mike, show me where. If you're saying that's 100% false, show me where it's false. I would love to see that. I would love to.
Well, let me say this to Mike, because I don't obviously know who Mike is, but I just want to make sure, like, we don't need to be enemies here. Oh, you do know Mike? Okay, I don't know Mike.
He's been on my show multiple times.
Okay, well, I like to have I like to be challenged. So here's my thing.
Me too.
I don't want us to look at like what we're not enemies. So here's my problem with it, Mike. They came here. DeSantis didn't bring them here. The federal government is in charge of immigration, basically based on the Supreme Court case. They're the ones in charge of immigration. It's not like DeSantis had an option to take them and send them back. He didn't have that option. That's the federal government. So he can't do anything. The people in Martha's Vineyard and other places across the country, sanctuary cities or states, literally a place where they say, come, we want you here. So Mike, you're not making any sense. You're being emotional. None of that makes sense. Help me understand that. Somebody make it make sense.
And he says something funny too right here. We got a word around this. The polls were right in 2018 and 2020. So we have to word around this correctly to avoid something.
Wait, the polls were right? No, the polls were not right in either year. Ever since Trump. No, go ahead.
Especially, am I allowed to say? I'll just put this up too. So, Mike, I'm not going to say the name of it. So
I say donkeys. I say 2,000 donkeys.
2,000 monkeys. Yeah. Did you see that post? Did you see that poster that someone made of Bill Gates and with a couple monkeys beside him? So
yeah, I did see that. But look, for those who, this is what happened in Philadelphia. So you look at Philadelphia, and we've got people here already in our country living in these type of conditions. And I'm going to show this here. These are very tough and bad conditions. We can't handle them now. We've got to make sure that we, you know the classic thing when you're on an airplane, they say make sure you put your oxygen mask on first before you help somebody else. Now, I'm not saying that the United States has to be in a perfect position, but we've got to be, we're struggling right now in many ways. And I think there should be a moratorium on all immigration, legal or not, right now.
Mike, the reason is because under Trump there was the remain in Mexico policy. It wasn't, and like the remain in Mexico policy got thrown out. That's why. So yeah. But like I'm gonna show you this too. Where is this? Yeah, and you mentioned that we can't handle it right now, but show that right there.
Okay, let me show this. Which one is it?
Yeah, the one
right
here.
Got it. Yep, I got it.
This is Skid Row in L.A., guys. This is L.A. Skid Row in L.A. is the worst homeless problem in the country, and it's not even close. And this is what's going on in America, by the way. Look at all of this. Homeless people everywhere. There's tents all over the street. Like, literally, like, it's disturbing. There's trash everywhere. What is that? Oh, that's disturbing right there. I do not want to look at that. That's a little disturbing. So, but yeah, look at this. This is not normal. Okay, I'm not looking at that one either, too. But this isn't normal. This is not normal, and this is happening in America. We cannot handle this many more illegals coming in. Now, legal immigrants we can handle because guess what? They're coming in here and they know what they're going to do. Illegals, no, we can't because guess what? We don't have the housing, we don't have the money, we don't have all this to take. We don't have all of this to take care of them. They're breaking the law because it's literally illegal to enter a country illegally. Carlos said it best too. He said that his father is from Peru, and he cannot go to Peru without his paperwork. Otherwise, he will get arrested. So why can Peru do that but not America?
Yeah, imagine if you had in your house in the neighborhood, and you just had people randomly coming through. You are living in your house watching TV. Your door's not locked. People are just coming through your house. They're sleeping in your bed. They're eating your food. I don't want to be insensitive, but that's not a realistic way to live. It has to get it. I'm fine with bringing people into the home. I just got to know who's coming. I need to know who you are. How are you going to get out? Where are you going to work? Oh. So there has to be a plan.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, Mike. Really, man? You're really going there? You're calling us delusional? You sound like the kind of guy that doesn't even have any friends. You're just going out here trying to troll everybody. That's literally what you're sounding like right now.
Well, it's all good. I think it's fine to have your opinion.
Hey, I have no problem with it. But literally calling us delusional, that literally, if you literally are going to name calling, you're losing the argument, buddy. You're losing.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's good for us to test each other. But look at this.
We do.
Yeah, this is Philadelphia, same city I just showed you the squalor. I mean, that's any major city in this country now.
Yeah.
This was, what year was this from? This was recently? I just saw this recently. I don't know when it's from. But this is the Philadelphia mayor, Jim Kenney, doing a dance to celebrate Philadelphia turning into a sanctuary city.
A sanctuary city, yeah.
What the?
A sanctuary city, yeah.
This is clown stuff. What the hell is going on?
Is this real? Are you sure this is real?
It's real. It's real. Yes, this is real. This is clown stuff. You're not a border town. These are the people making the decisions. I fully support what Ron DeSantis. Not only do I support what Ron DeSantis did, it is going to go down in the history of politics as one of the most powerful moments. Right before a midterm, And I keep on saying, right before the snake Lindsey Graham brought up abortion in a way to put MAGA on their heels, no matter how you feel about abortion, he did that to sabotage MAGA. Ron DeSantis did it right after. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it completely wiped that off the map.
I don't hear anyone talking about that Lindsey Graham abortion bill. I don't.
No one's talking about it. So
so basically, like, what's the move in chess where was it a pawn? I believe so. Lindsey Graham, what he was trying to do, he was using a pawn, and was it a pawn or was it a rook? I don't remember. But then DeSantis came in with the knight and just wiped the floor with it. So yeah, yeah.
Yep, that's political chess, and I give a lot of respect to DeSantis for that. We kind of touched on this earlier, Ray, about like if things go crazy. One of the reasons that things would go crazy is if the cost of living goes out of control. I don't know about where you're at. I'm seeing more home. We just talked about it.
Well, here in Iowa, houses are actually a bunch of good houses that for like 2 or 3 or even 4 bedroom in some cases, like 2 or 3 bathrooms, they're for under $200,000 for sale. Yeah. Same thing in Florida. I saw that because like I said, I'm considering moving to Florida. I looked at them and like they're pretty similar. Really similar, but on top of that, there's no state income tax. So, yeah.
Yep, and those are some of the things that people are going to have to think about. Where can you live? Where can you afford to live? This is from Daily Caller. Global meltdowns over cost of living keep getting worse. So what's happening overseas? I'm keeping an eye on this. Ever since Sri Lanka, I've been looking at this stuff more closely. I showed the videos of Lebanon the other day. Here's the headline and kind of the bullet points. Inflation is rising everywhere. Food prices, energy, they're saying weather and political dissatisfaction. As they get worse, people in countries around the world are rising up against their governments. Woo! Social unrest will continue globally in the next 6 months. Could get worse. According to a recent analysis from risk firm Verisk Maplecroft, governments across the world are about to get an answer to the burning question: will protests sparked by socioeconomic pressure transform into broader and more disruptive anti-government action? Woo! What's your thoughts here, Ray?
You will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what it is. That's what's being set up right here. Like with BlackRock, they're buying up homes all across the country by outbidding hardworking Americans by 25 to 50%, effectively locking them out of the market. So we cannot afford homes. So what I suggest to everyone right here, like literally everyone in the live chat, if you're listening, just pay close attention to what I'm saying right here. If you have a chance to buy a home right at this moment, do it right now. Because guess what? There's going to be a time where you're not even going to have the opportunity to. That's what's coming down the pipeline. I don't know when it's going to happen, but within the next few years, it's going to get awful, man. It's going to get awful. So, listen to me. If you have an opportunity to buy a home right now, do it. Do it now. Literally.
I agree. Interest rates I don't foresee them coming down anytime soon. I'm not an expert. That's just a projection. So if you're worried about the interest rates, if you're in a place to buy it, I would agree. Right now would be the time, or you might not get that chance. We are going towards that. People call it conspiracy theories, but I don't even look at it like it's a fact. I look at it when you play chess and you see someone could make a move, then you must, and it could hurt you. You can't assume they won't make the move. So I think most people would agree, if they are going towards that world where you own nothing and you're happy, we're already halfway there. Who owns music right now? I don't buy that, man. Yeah, I don't buy that much. I stream my music through Spotify. I don't own any of it. I used to have CDs and I still have some records. I own those. I don't even own my music. Much less, it's slowly getting to the point where your subscription, what app do you buy from the App Store now? It's all like $10 a month to do whatever. Isn't Adobe's pretty much subscription right now? I mean, You don't. You're already going to that place.
And it's a good thing I actually bought this because I actually own it. So yeah.
I remember you saying that, and then I told you. So Ray was like, he was like the 2000 donkeys. He was like, do you have one? I was like, yeah, I have it. He's like, where is it? I was like, it's on Locals. You don't have it. If you don't have it, if I don't have internet, I can't watch it. I mean, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Video games, a lot of them you got to be online.
And yeah, so, I also got this right here. I showed you and Carlos it yesterday too. So yeah, I own this too. I had to make sure I got this. Like yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the Ray Studios gear, the first ever Ray Studios gear.
Yeah, I've had it for a while. I just didn't show it off till yesterday. So yeah, I don't know if these will be available. Like for right now, this is a one of a kind thing, but like eventually I may get to a point where I start selling them. I may get to that. Just I don't know when that'll happen though. But
yeah,
like
absolutely.
I told Carl, but like but Osiris, if you want one, I can bring one down when we go to Florida. Oh. So yeah, I'll probably bring one for Carlos as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna cop one, man. That's the good part of the internet, that you can do stuff like that a lot more easier, than in the past. But what I was thinking about with the global, like you're saying, like it's gonna be harder to buy homes and stuff like that. I always bring him up just because that's who's in my head right now is Eric July and the Rippaverse.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a dude who's internet dude who's been grinding for like 15 plus years, amazing at his craft on the internet, incredibly smart. He likes comic books, so he's launching a comic book. And he's not going through any of the major distributors. He got his own warehouse. He put up $200,000 of his own money.
I thought he put up more than that.
I think it was around $200K, a lot of money. He saved his money, did it. He's got revenue of $3.6 million. The reason I bring him up is you go to digital currency, you go to all these checks and balances. PayPal has been acting funny with people recently. They were acting funny with him too. How do you not know? A lot of people have been providing feedback that because he doesn't believe in gender ideology, he's hateful. Ray, why did you just get a strike? What did YouTube tell you you got your strike for?
Says, I don't know whether it was me, you, Carlos, or Saul, or all of us, who knows. It says that for bullying or harassment or cyber policies, something like that. And none of us bullied anyone.
These MFers accused one of us of bullying somebody. Yeah. It's on record. We weren't bullying anybody. I bring that up for... You go to the central, you go to this currency. How do we know we talk about government going with Facebook, and how do we know that they won't say, Eric July, you're a hate dude. Shutting it down. We're not accepting your digital currency with us anymore. You're a hate group. They tell us you can't get any more, you can't buy this, you can't make your gear. Because if they go to digital currency, there are no secret transactions. And they repeal the bank, I believe the Bank Secrecy Act. Like if I give you money,
agree with you, Metalopoly. 100% agree. You got to bring that one. That's an amazing comment.
Which one? This one here about the DVDs?
No. Where does the crypto go when the power goes out?
Yeah, that's a good point too. But what I'm saying is they would control every single transaction. So Eric July, he goes to buy a warehouse, he might not be able to. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it will be the business that stops him. ESG stops him. But when you go digital, it can be stopped. You won't have somebody being able to do what he's doing and many other people, Tim Pool's trying to do, and others.
Yeah. And Ben Shapiro mentioned this too. He says it may get to he thinks it'll probably get to the point where even down to credit card companies, not just like not digital, but just credit card companies where like you can't, like if you get it, you have to pick and choose your credit card companies because your credit card companies will limit to what you can buy or say you can't buy that. Like say if you're someone that wants to buy a gun, a credit card company can come in and say, nope, you're not buying a gun with this card. Get out of here. So you're probably going to have to pick and choose which credit card company you use to get not just buy guns, but buy maybe a car, buy maybe a house, or buy maybe food or movies. Like if they just don't like you, they can just shut you down and say, nope, you're not buying anything with that. Sorry. literally.
And we're seeing that more and more. We just saw that with the guns. Now there's a couple card companies that, what are they doing? Tracking, flagging the. Is it any gun? I have to read that a little bit more.
That's illegal.
They're trying to bypass basically your Fourth Amendment rights, and that's where I think it's important to kind of share that information, because my impression is a lot of people don't understand. Hey, if it's not happening, hopefully that never happens. Hopefully Ray and I are wrong. But the question is, could it happen? That's the only question that matters. If it could happen, then things need to be put in place so it can't happen.
Yeah. So, like, what would you suggest be put in place to prevent stuff like this from happening? What would you suggest?
I'm not sure. I've been thinking about that, and I think you're going to need to do an amendment to the Constitution. I think we would need an amendment to the Constitution. My number one concern right now is digital and privacy, digital rights. They're saying that you don't have rights online. You don't have the same digital rights online, and that has to change. When you go to YouTube, should not be able to ban or give a strike to Ray here for exercising his right to free speech. It just shouldn't happen. You should be, if you don't want to watch, and the funny thing is, Ray, you put a show up on YouTube. Only the people who watch it are the ones that, and you don't have to watch it. So if you think we're hateful right now, then you can leave. Yeah. So it's just weird. And then the companies can give you the tools to kind of control your own algorithm to never see it again.
Yeah, and like that video that the four of us did, it's on Rumble right now. So I suggest you guys go watch it. As a matter of fact, Osiris, I'll send you the link and you can put it in the chat, because I want everyone in this live chat to go and watch that episode and like skim through everything to see if you can find any time, any point where any of us were actually bullying or harassing anyone. I'm gonna bring that up right now. I'll send you the link to it. So yeah, let me get to it. I'll send it to your email so you can like put it down there. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send it to your. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right there. Come on.
So they've been.
Yeah, so anyone who hasn't watched it can go and watch it.
Yeah, that's why
I just sent it to you.
All right, cool. I'll put that link in the chat here. But that's why I've been kind of pumped about Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley has been going hard in these hearings. He's been going after them for basically, working, conspiring basically with the government to kind of control free speech. Now, I don't know where he's going to go with this. He's got to go to a place that gives people more power. So I hope that's where he goes with it. But right now, he's asking the right questions. Have you had a chance to see any of that, Josh Hawley stuff?
I saw that one with that woman talking about the LGBT thing. That one, literally, you literally hear it come from the horse's mouth. Like I'm just saying, like I forgot exactly what he said, but for saying like can a certain person get pregnant? I'll just leave it at that. So to try to mimic the algorithm.
Senator Hawley, you reckon?
But like for just saying that and being called the phobic thing. That shows you how pathetic this has become. That's just pathetic. It literally is.
Yeah, so let's go to this. I think we'll go to this and then talk about Rumble and then kind of wrap up. But this is Josh Hawley. It basically had these guys up here in front of a committee, and he really questioned them.
Senator Hawley, you're recognized for your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to the witnesses for being here. Mr. Mullen, let me start with you. Can you tell me, when were you at Facebook?
I was there 2009 through November 2020.
November 2020. Was it normal in the time that you were at Facebook for executives or team members at Facebook, not even have to be executives, to coordinate closely with the United States government?
I'm not aware of that.
You were never in any such meetings?
No.
You never had any contact with U.S. government employees in your time at Facebook?
Not that I can recall.
Would you be surprised to know that on July 16th, 2021, an employee at Facebook wrote to the Department of Health and Human Services saying, "I know our teams met today to better understand the scope of what the White House expects from us on misinformation going forward." On July 23rd, 2021, Facebook employee thanked HHS for taking the time to meet earlier today. Wanted to make sure you saw the steps we just took this past week to adjust policies and what we are removing with respect to misinformation. That included, I'm quoting, increasing the strength of our demotions for COVID and vaccine-related content. On April 16th, 2021, Rob Flaherty at the White House circulated a Zoom meeting invitation stating White House staff will be briefed on vaccine misinfo. On April 7th, 2021, a Facebook employee thanked the CDC for responding to misinformation queries. We'll get moving now to be able to remove all but that one claim as soon as the announcement and
So if you're listening to this, he's rattling off emails from the government to Facebook. And it's unbelievable how quickly they're acquiescing and listening and basically obeying whatever the executive branch is telling them to do.
authorization happens. On July 28th, 2022, that's this year, Facebook employee reached out to CDC about doing a monthly misinfo/debunking meeting. CDC responded, yes, we would love to do that. On May 11th, 2021, Facebook employees organized a Be on the Lookout meeting with CDC officials. On July 20th, 2021, Clark Humphrey at the White House emailed Dave Sumner and others at Facebook asking any way we can get this pulled down and cited an Instagram account. Within 46 seconds, Facebook replied, quote, yep, we are on it, end quote, and down the account went. Woo. Is that normal? Is that normal in your time at Facebook?
I don't have experience around that.
So you have no knowledge of anything like this. Nothing like this ever happened, and then presto, it started happening just suddenly in 2020 as soon as you left.
I didn't have personal experience of that, or I didn't hear
And you don't know
it.
anything about it at all? You've never heard of anything like this happening ever?
I don't.
That's remarkable. I thought that you were the former vice president of partnerships, product marketing, partner engineering, marketing, strategic operations, and analytics at Facebook.
It's true.
And none of this ever happened. Why did it start happening, do you think, as soon as you left? What do you think drove this kind of collaboration where you have Facebook becoming an arm of the United States government, more specifically the White House, to censor private information, personal speech at the behest of government officials?
So it's hard for me to comment on the specific context of the content we're talking about, whether it was public content or whether it was personal content. I do know that from what I've read, and probably the same documents that you have access to, that there were a lot of steps taken around COVID response and COVID misinformation that may have presented a unique scenario and a unique situation where the company took steps to...
A unique scenario. There is no scenario. Ray, think of the wildest scenario you could think of that could ever happen on Earth, planet Earth.
That's not there's something with the I with the end and you know what? Other than that, because that's too obvious. So
there could be a horde of zombies that just a trillion zombies dropped on Earth by aliens, and I still would not be giving up my rights.
Yep.
Now, it would be chaos. It'd be the wild, wild west, but our rights don't go away just because of a pandemic. What are we talking about here? Oh, this was an unusual circumstance because of the pandemic. The pandemic does not do anything to the Constitution at all. It doesn't do anything to your rights, and they're using this as an excuse, like, oh, it was just, forget about they were proven wrong about a lot of stuff. But look at this.
A lot of steps taken around COVID response and COVID misinformation that may have presented a unique scenario and a unique situation where the company took steps to coordinate that way.
Took steps to coordinate, by which you mean to censor the speech of ordinary Americans at the behest of the President of the United States and his administration. I commend to everyone who's interested these emails, which were discovered as part of litigation led by the state of Missouri and other states as they're suing these tech companies, including your former employer, Mr. Boland.
This is very important because, Ray and I kind of disagree on that Texas case that's going to go to the Supreme Court, I think they're going to rule in the favor of Texas 5-4. And stuff like this is why. They can't they're worried about their legacy. And you've got enough justices on there that are more originalists that I think they will go that route. And I think Amy Coney Barrett is one that will be kind of a follower, is my impression. So if you get Kavanaugh, then I think you're going to get ACB. I don't think ACB is going to be on the dissent side against Texas if Kavanaugh. You know what I mean, Ray?
Yeah. But still, though, who knows?
Yeah, we who knows? We don't know. So this goes on a little bit more.
Doing later when they were looking at particular private Instagram accounts and removing them at the behest of the White House. You're saying that didn't happen while you were there?
That's not a scenario that I ran across. It's hard for me to comment on a COVID pandemic.
There's a funny part that comes up here when he asks one of the engineers if he had access to people's data.
Response, which I think a lot of things were outside of the norm.
I'll just say this. I find it hard to believe that suddenly Facebook became an entirely different entity and was interfacing with the United States government in an entirely different way only when COVID happened. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. Let me ask you, Mr. Redder.
He is petty. I've been watching him a lot because he's been on fire. He is passive-aggressive. He's aggressive-aggressive, and then sometimes he's passive-aggressive. He's funny.
He was funny right there without even trying to be funny. So
yeah, I think he was trying to do a little shade, but yeah.
Let me ask you this. You were an engineer at Twitter, is that right?
Correct, yep.
You were the senior vice president for engineering?
Yes.
So yesterday, Mr. Zatko testified to another committee I sit on that 4,000 engineers at Twitter had access to all of the personal information, user data, geolocations of Twitter users. Is that accurate?
So I've never met him, and he joined the company after I left, so I don't know if that particular claim is accurate.
But he said all the engineers, you were an engineer.
Did you hear what he did there? Josh Hawley just asked him a general question about the company. It was irrelevant who said it.
On that 4,000 engineers at Twitter.
So this is Mudge, the what's his name, Zatko.
Entirely different way only when COVID happened. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it.
So listen to this.
Let me ask you, Mr. Redder, is that how I pronounce your name, by the way?
Redder, that's
he's doing little techniques here to kind of get the witness in a way off guard.
Redder, okay. Let me ask you this.
Trying to trick him.
You were an engineer.
Yep. Well, trying to get him off. He wants the witness to be a little bit kind of disoriented, I think.
At Twitter, is that right?
Correct.
So he's asking him literally like
in an entirely different way only when COVID happened. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. Let me ask you, Mr. Redder, is that how I pronounce your name, by the way?
Redder, that's
Redder,
correct.
okay. Let me ask you this. You were an engineer at Twitter, is that right?
Correct, yep.
You were the senior vice president for engineering?
Yes.
So yesterday, Mr. Zatko testified to another committee I sit on that 4,000 engineers at Twitter had access to all of the personal information.
So these are 4,000 rabid, like Mike in the chat. Mike, who was in the chat earlier, imagine 4,000 of Mikes, or who knows, maybe it's half of them or whoever.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of Mikes at these companies that have access to your information, almost literally knowing where you are. They're complete lunatics. They don't operate with any logic. It's all emotion. And that's what Holly's getting at. It has nothing to do with Mudge, who is the fake whistleblower who brought this stuff up. So the witness here brings up the whistleblower. This question has nothing to do with the whistleblower.
User data, geolocations of Twitter users. Is that accurate?
So I've never met him, and he joined the company after I left.
What does that have to do with anything? I never met him.
That doesn't mean anything.
I know. The question was, do 4,000 engineers have access to the data?
Yeah. I don't know if that particular claim is accurate.
But he said all the engineers, you were an engineer. Did you have access to user data?
When I was there, I don't know if it was all the engineers.
Did you have access to user data?
Well, I was the head of engineering for the whole company.
Did you
So
have
of course
access to
he
user
did.
data? I'm looking for a yes or a no.
Uh,
I'll just remind you.
no.
You didn't have.
he's
Oh,
gonna
no,
fix it.
no. He's
This is
lying
the funny
right there.
part.
He's clearly lying.
I know this was hilarious, but he's gonna fix it because he is under oath.
I'll just remind you.
No.
You didn't
But
have
I
access to
think
user
I could
data?
have gotten it.
I'm sorry?
I think I could have gotten it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can get it, that's what we call access. So you did have access
So
to user
trying to-
data. Is that a
so
yes?
he-
I probably could have. Yeah.
I think he's trying to
That's
make it
probably
seem
right.
like,
Yeah, I probably-
Okay, you did.
I did have access to it, but I never went in to look at the things. He still
Yep.
had access to it.
Why
And
is
who
he so shook?
And who else knows who could have had access to that?
Yep.
You did. Did you ever access any user data?
No.
Were you aware of Twitter engineers ever doxing members of users?
No.
Were you aware of Twitter engineers ever inserting?
Now I do know of former. So here's the thing: you have people who are employed by Twitter, then you have people who are formerly employed by Twitter. Some of them, I did a video on this. This happens with the libs of TikTok. One of the people that was involved in that doxing allegedly was a former Twitter employee.
Ever taking over an account and tweeting out or altering the content of that account? Mr. Zaxo said he thought that had happened.
I'm not aware of that.
Lots to unpack there.
So that's that there, man. That's
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also send you the link to that video on Rumble in the private chat so you can post it there so everyone can go see it. Because I literally
Perfect.
want everyone to see that and try to just skim through it to see if you find that any of us bullied anyone. So yeah.
And then also just sub up to Ray Studios there. Just real quick, I mean, that's what I wanted to segue into the last piece here. Here's the Rumble. The link is in the chat to Ray Studios Rumble account. We're going to be doing a lot more on Rumble. Rumble's going to blow up. River, get that if she's still in the chat, get that Rumble account. Let's get it going and moving. I'm trying to. Rumble just went public.
Yeah. Like I told Osiris, when my strike when I'm allowed to post again on Facebook, not every podcast I do will be going up on YouTube. I just can't take that risk. So what I'm going to be doing, some episodes they will, but what I'm going to be focusing more on YouTube is posting clips of those from those podcasts, just taking clips, and I'm going to have to skim through each clip very carefully, and then after that I will be posting that, because apparently I've been noticing on those 2 clips that I posted, I've actually gotten more traffic on those than the full podcast. I have, which is shocking to me. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think the clips, people don't want. A lot of people are doing this short medium now, like minute-long videos, TikTok, and that kind of stuff. My wife does not like any long-form stuff. I love long. We listen to Joe Rogan, we listen to 3.5 hours of Rogan. I listen to 3 hours of Tim Pool every day and Fuentes, but not everybody's into that.
So yeah, though, but yeah, you still though, and then you spoke at TikTok. I can't stand TikTok, but I had no choice but to get on there because I'm already I posted stuff, and my videos, the videos I posted on TikTok, I posted clips, and I also posted a couple things of me that I just recorded right before I posted them. They already got more views than a lot of my videos on YouTube already. Way more views. And I've only been on TikTok since Thursday, literally. So yeah.
TikTok is you've got to, if you're doing social media, you have to be on TikTok. I don't really use Instagram. I mean, that's a fail too, but I don't have enough time for all of them. I am on TikTok though.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We're looking at
Al Wild.
Go ahead.
I don't know how you say that name, but I had no choice because I needed to get more exposure because I don't know if I'm gonna get banned from YouTube. I don't know. I just can't take that risk. I had no choice but to do that. I didn't want to, but I had no choice.
I know we do agree TikTok is Chinese spyware, but we have to weigh when you look at stuff, you have to weigh the pros and cons. And if you want to get your voice out, then you got to go through all options. And right now we're on BitChute. How many things, Ray? We are on BitChute. Are you on Minds?
I'm on Minds, yeah.
BitChute, Minds, Gab, Truth, Getter, podcasts. Apple Podcasts, all that kind of stuff, Facebook. Man, you just got to throw the whole kitchen sink at it. But I think Rumble. I'm on Odyssey. I love Odyssey a lot.
I've
I'm
only
on
ever
Rumble.
posted a couple videos on Odyssey and got 0 views. Literally 0.
Well, same with Rumble's hard. Like you have to grind up, but I am going to do more focus on Rumble because Rumble's blowing up, and that brings us to they just went public.
Yep.
So they're on their way. That's the CEO. He's been on Timcast multiple times. This is good stuff here. Let's see if I can play.
Welcome back. The fast-growing video platform Rumble continues to expand. The company will go public today under the ticker symbol RUM after a successful SPAC vote with Cantor Fitzgerald Acquisition Corporation. Joining me right now in this exclusive Fox Business interview is Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovski. Chris, congratulations to you.
Thank you, Maria. It's pretty exciting. It's the first day for us, so I'm very, very pumped.
Yeah, we'll be watching you when you ring the opening bell there this morning. What are you expecting to do with the new money that you're raising? Where will that be allocated?
Yeah, so I think we were one of the most successful SPACs for 2022. We raised approximately $400 million.
Damn!
And one of the main things
rewind that. How much did he say?
400. Is it too low? I hate this. When I share the videos, it tends to be low. 400 mil. That's a lot.
Wow.
And one of the main things that we're going to be doing with the proceeds is
Will that be allocated?
Yeah, so I think we were one of the most successful SPACs for 2022. We raised approximately $400 million.
$400 million.
One of the main things that we're going to be doing with the proceeds.
Woo! And I like this. What are you going to do with it?
Is going and really acquiring and bringing a lot of content into the platform. So a lot of different creators. My phone's been ringing off the hook. We have like rappers calling.
So Osiris, he spoke about that. Osiris, like just say hypothetically, like if Rumble came to you and like offered you a deal similar to like what Spotify did with Joe Rogan, where like they sign you, but you still do your stuff, do whatever you want, but all the stuff you do goes on Rumble and Rumble only. Would you take it?
Yes. Because I was waiting for you to stop so I could say yes. But yeah, of course. But it's going to be interesting. He's talking about rappers. Man, when you start getting non-political people on there, I'm telling you, I'm getting the feeling I didn't buy any stock. I'm probably going to be looking into it, buying some.
Me too.
I think this thing's going to blow up. Rumble's blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
They are going to be the one to take over. They've got locals with them, too. They've got to integrate those two things better. And once they integrate locals with Rumble, I think it's going to be better because YouTube hasn't really done a great job integrating the join function, with, joining a channel with the content. Like I'm on Eric July's and, it doesn't play in the background and it's not like, it doesn't feel like the community I think it should be. They've got locals, which is the community, plus the Rumble. If they find a way to put those two together, I mean, that's better than YouTube. I think they do need to do, I hate to say it, I don't like copying, but Getter does it. They copy TikTok, and they have I don't think Rumble has that now, where you have the 9:16 format, and you just swipe through. I think they've got to copy TikTok too, but this thing's blowing up over the next couple years, y'all.
Yeah. And Ryan says something good. Rumble pays their creators more than YouTube, and that's something great right there. That's great.
And they
because people like I don't know how much you make on YouTube, but from what you said, you make barely anything. It almost nothing. No. So
yeah, no.
And Rumble's treat their creators much better. Like they allow them to speak more, and they also pay them better too. So yeah.
Yep, they have better. They have much. The speech is monitored in a much more fair way that aligns closer to the First Amendment. There was an episode of Timcast where Robert Barnes went on with Pavlovski, and Viva Frey was there, and they talked about the new process. It like they put it up to like a user vote, and it's really well done. Where you feel like, okay, if somebody was banned, then it's a fair process.
lot of people calling. We have people from all different areas of content calling us right now, and I'm really excited to start onboarding very, very new people into the platform.
So they're going to highlight these people, of course, I think, like almost like suggestions, but they're the ones that are going to bring people on. So you've got River doing her funny skits or whatever, and Ray, you doing your thing, that you will get everyone more views.
And also,
so what do you?
And you said doing my thing. I haven't, just to let your audience know, because I told you and Carlos yesterday, but just in case your audience hasn't heard, once I'm allowed to start posting again on YouTube, I'm creating other channels too. I am creating a sports channel where I'm going to be talking sports like NFL, NBA, basketball, football, basketball, baseball, UFC, boxing, all that kind of stuff. Also, I'm going to be creating a movie and TV review channel where I'm just going to be reviewing movies and TV shows. Also, I'm going to be doing a reacting channel, which is mostly going to just be trying not to laugh videos. So yeah, and I have titles for all of them. The sports channel, I'm calling it Ram Through the Sports. The movie and TV review channel, that's going to be called GVR Entertainment. And the reaction channel, that's going to be GV Reyes.
Looking forward to it, man. Some good content, doing some non-political stuff. Maybe you'll get a friendly, well, not maybe, you'll get a friendlier shake in the algorithm without mentioning all these people, Bill Gates and all that kind of stuff that automatically gets you downgraded. So good stuff. I'm going to play a little bit more of this. It's good feedback here by Metalopoly. He does sound humble for a millionaire. Like when he's on Timcast, and they were kind of like testing him and like asking him questions. Sometimes guys like that, they get a little defensive or off-putting. Nah, he was like, oh, good idea. In fact, the free speech idea that he came up with was because the first time he was on Timcast, they were like, nah, you don't have a free speech platform. He read the terms, and the audience was like, nah, the Timcast chat is great. They're like, nah, that's not free speech, because Gab is really free speech. And then he did he talked with Barnes and did
I believe he also talked about they were originally based in Canada too. That's what their company they were.
Mhm.
And like he said, like they literally, there was some, like if the government set the laws, because Canada is not a free country. They don't have free speech over there. Like if they don't like something, you cannot put it out there, even on social media. And so he was asked if like something that the government doesn't like, if they tell you to delete it, because since they were based in Canada, like if the government told them to delete something, would they? And he pretty much said that he would have no choice to. So that's why he said they're relocating the company to Florida. I don't know if they've done it yet. They may have. Hopefully they have. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you looking for in terms of content, Chris?
We're looking for, we have a pretty good hold on the politics, so we're really looking to get into music. We're really looking to get into gaming.
You see, he said, yeah, this is good. Like to kind of combat Twitch.
Yeah.
Because they started very political. And I knew it when he started saying rappers. I was like, ooh, they're trying to really expand.
We're really looking to get into gaming. We really want to diversify into all these different categories of content, because one of the biggest complaints that we're having from our community right now is they're like, hey, I can't find my favorite song on Rumble. I have to go back to YouTube. And they don't want to do that. So we really need to stitch that up and focus on really bringing in a lot of different areas of content. The other thing that we really want to do is start focusing on revenue for 2023. We launched our Rumble ads. And we're really looking forward to really driving a lot of revenue for the creator and helping the creator economy.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned YouTube, your competitor, because one item that you've been able to do is grow and expand without the help of big tech. That's the same situation as Truth Social. Give us a sense of scale and how you will be able to gain scale as you continue to expand after going public and not rely on big tech.
Yeah, so one of the things that happened in August, I think it's a turning point in terms of what's happening on the internet. Things are starting to transcend politics. We had an explosive month.
Wow, they're all down.
it was, I think, 35 million monthly active users in June of 2022 to 60 in the United States, and to 63 million monthly active users in US and Canada and United States. And when you compare that to, let's say, Twitter, the last time they reported monthly active users in the United States, it was roughly 68, and they were flat. So I think we've reached that scale. And one of the things that's allowing us to scale is that we've built our own cloud, and we also have customers on our own cloud. We look to launch that cloud in late 2023.
Well, that was my question. What other business and revenue opportunities are you looking at as potential areas for growth?
Joe Rogan.
You know, the way we see the
yeah, woo, Ray. If they get Rogan, that'd be crazy. Because
if they can find a way to like, once Joe's contract with Spotify is over, if they can find some way to like, get Joe to leave and come to them, oh my God! Like literally, it literally Rumble like. Oh my! You should probably get some Rumble stock as soon as possible, because because at the moment it's cheap. But the game of stocks is like buy low, sell high. So like, if you bought a bunch of stock right now, and if they somehow got Joe Rogan, that stock is just gonna fire right up. So like, you'll be rich overnight, pretty much.
who knows, man? Because they might. Who knows? They might say, Rogan, we'll give you an extra X million. And who knows what happens after that? It's very possible. Like you mentioned it. They already sent him the letter. They said you could get 100 million right now. So, and if you get rappers over there, other people,
gaming,
who knows? Mm-hmm.
I may have to start. I may have to start a gaming channel then on Rumble. Then who knows?
Mm-hmm.
On the cloud side of the world, we see the same opportunity we see in video happening in the cloud. Think state governments, think universities, religious institutions. We think that on the cloud side, there's an enormous opportunity for us to really enter that market and grab a good foothold. On the ad side, we have this massive audience now, 63 million in US and Canada versus Twitter's 68 million the last time they reported in the US MAUs in 2019. So
and how many of those are bots? They're probably way over Twitter.
We have an immense opportunity.
Probably more than half of them, actually. I would say more than half.
Yep.
Here to monetize that audience, and that's one of the things I really want to do in 2023 with Rumble ads.
How much of an issue are fake ads, the way we're talking so much about Twitter? They say it's 5%. Elon Musk says it's much more. He's trying to get out of that deal as a result.
Yeah, we're not really seeing that. We're so infant in the ads business right now. So we just launched it about a month ago. So that's something we've really seen at this point. But when it comes to Twitter, you know, we've all heard what's happening there. So it remains to be seen. But I think when it comes to video, you don't really have those type of issues. People have to click on the video player, consume the content, watch ads 5 minutes in. It's a completely different experience. So I don't foresee Rumble running into those type of issues.
Great.
I know, but that's how we'll get a little bit of money to reinvest in the channel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this is exciting.
YouTube has rules like you have to have like 1,000 subscribers before you can get monetized. I'm curious, how many do you have to get on Rumble before you can get monetized? I'm curious.
I think you can get monetized immediately on Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. You need a lot more views though. So I'm not an expert on that. I don't make any money on Rumble.
Neither do I.
So I have to look into that more. I think I have 10 cents in there, but I guess you can make some money.
I don't even have a cent.
Yeah, it's really the big hitters, Nick Rekieta, Salty Cracker, which I love, man. Make that money. They're bringing more viewers to trickle down to the rest of us. But Rekieta and them, they're getting, Salty had 6,000 in his live the other day.
Yeah. Well, like when they started out more as like political, and a lot of their ads are political. But something is like they can't just have people on the right being on there with politics. When he's talking about gaming and like rappers and stuff like that, something that they're going to have to do, they're going to have ads that aren't just political, or if they are, just lean more to the right. They're going to have like just regular ads, like about maybe food or cars or like who knows, whatever. a new technology or some new ingredient or whatever. Like literally, like some piece of merchandise or some sports or whatever. Literally, they're going to have to branch out like that to attract more people to the platform.
Yeah, I think that's why he looks so excited, because that's coming. That the Andrew Tate stuff, I don't know if he officially went over or whatever, but he did a big video over there after he got banned everywhere else. And you saw him talking about this is the parallel economy. So if you're a university that isn't woke, who's going to host you? I mean, you can't depend on Google, Amazon. Well, Parler. Imagine if Rumble had their infrastructure and Parler could have been hooked up on them. Parler was blowing up. Parler was blowing up right when they cut him out.
I haven't gone back to Parler. The reason is because it's not really because of that. It's more because to get back on the App Store, they had to change their policies and stuff like that. So because of that, that's why I was like, it's not worth it. So I haven't gone back to it.
Yep, but it sets it up to protect, Getter, these other companies that might depend on, I don't know who they're using for hosting, but they would be able to go to Rumble. Timcast, his private show, is hosted by Rumble. A lot of people are using it.
Yeah, Truth was banned from the the App Store.
Google, yep, Google banned him.
Point, Chris. So stock redemptions hit a record low in 2022, about 1%, meaning Rumble is going to retain nearly all of the funds raised in the IPO. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I think we're the best performing of 2022. We've raised approximately 300 million in the SPAC and approximately 100 million in the PIPE for a total of 400 million. So, I find that quite exciting compared to what you're seeing with the rest of the world when it comes to SPACs. So it really just shows how important this is to so many people and how much they're really rooting for this business to succeed.
Yeah,
well,
are you worried about any
Ryan said something pretty interesting. They should hire Trump to do a podcast with DaBaby.
That'd be dope, actually.
That would actually possibly be almost as big as Joe Rogan, somewhere in that range. It would attract so many more viewers. You remember when Trump went on that one podcast? I forgot what their name is. I listened to them a lot, but I forgot what their name is. But anyway, he went on their show and it blew up. And then that episode was taken down because of misinformation.
Yeah.
When watching that, I was like, Trump is good in a podcast platform. That he needs something like that because the way he talks, it fits right into it. So he should have his own podcast. He should make one.
Yeah, he's not a guy who grinds though, so he wouldn't probably do it on a regular basis. But that would be, it would be huge.
I'd watch it every day that there's a new episode.
But that's, I really started going to Rumble when Trump started doing his speeches over there on, was it the Right Side Broadcast Network?
Yes, there's a few,
and he has his
there's
own
a few on there.
Yeah, and he has his own channel on there too. That's when I started going to Rumble more regularly. So they started with a lot of political stuff. They'll bring in the rappers that will get more diversity. We need to have the leftists
Eric
on.
July.
Yeah, Eric July and others, but yeah.
Yeah, Eric July should consider going over to Rumble then.
I think he's busy. I mean, he's doing so well on YouTube. Yeah, it's crazy that some of these guys are doing so well on YouTube. They don't even really diversify that much. But I would consider, because you don't know the YouTube stuff. It just feels like the walls are closing in right now.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying YouTube's days are numbered, but the gloves are off right now. That's all I think is that's yeah.
Yeah, the growth is here. This is where the growth is. I would have asked him about a TikTok, and what do you do to combat TikTok? I mean, maybe they're not in that place yet. They're just growing, so it doesn't matter because they can still grow. But I think they still need to have an answer for that.
Around SPACs, which is, of course, what we're hearing from the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yeah, now that we're past that, I don't think we have to worry about it anymore. But I'm not sure when it comes to that.
Chris,
so that's the end of that. I will say I don't want to put a damper on things. Long term, the same thing is going to happen to Rumble that happened to YouTube. This is not a multi-generational answer. I'm going to celebrate now. I'm going to go to it now and use it now. No need to fret about that. But looking 20 years down the line plus for the next generation, we need decentralization, period. Going public when you're not decentralized only means that BlackRock, all the Vanguard, they're going to be buying the shares, and pretty soon they'll be making the calls.
Yep. Yeah, I 100% agree right there. 100% agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we'll have fun right now. Pump it up.
Yeah. Oh, this is on a little side note. You know the rapper 50 Cent, right? The rap 50 Cent, the rap.
Mm-hmm.
He trolled. Are you aware that when he trolled Madonna like a bit ago?
Yeah, I think I posted when she was looking weird.
Yeah, when she was under the bed and stuff like that. And did you see the post he made on Instagram? I'll bring it right up. I think it's so funny. Like, give me a second. I gotta go.
What made you think of that? Oh, because we were talking about rappers.
Yeah. Let me find it right here. 1 second.
I remember that one where Madonna was looking crazy. I actually uploaded that to my other channel.
Yeah.
She looked like an alien in that picture. 50 is low-key hilarious, man. 50 is hilarious.
Like, 50 Cent's still getting anybody. He got Floyd Mayweather. He got Little Kim. Like, this stuff is just hilarious right here. So, yeah. Let me find it right here. I'm bringing the article right up right here. Okay, I got it right here. I'm going to bring it right up now.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second, because this is just too funny. Right here. 50 Cent trolls Madonna over like a virgin photo. So,
oh, wow.
50 Cent takes no days off when it comes to trolling. Yeah. After poking fun at Lil' Kim and Tory Lanez, and those were hilarious. The notorious rapper was back at it, this time trolling Madonna over one of her photos. On Wednesday, the BMF producer reposted a photo of the Material Girl with her with her ass and legs sticking out from under a bed while wearing a fishnet stockings and black heels. And he says this, "Yo, this is the funniest shit, LOL." Fifth wrote this caption. "That's Madonna under the bed trying to do like a virgin at 63. She shot out if she don't get her old ass up, LOL." He was forced to take the photo down. He was forced to, but and for YouTube's rules, I don't think we could show that here, but you get it. So yeah,
50,
he continued to disparage the 63-year-old pop icon by posting another photo of someone recreating her post, calling it like a virgin at 63 challenge. I gotta find that one. I gotta find that one after right here. He also shared a Photoshop image of Madonna under Dorothy's house from The Wizard of Oz, linking her to the Wicked Witch of the East, who was crushed when Dorothy's house fell on her. I gotta go find that full video right here, the full one right here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go find that right here. A guy did a review of it and it was hilarious. Like, I'm a big fan of this guy.
50 is a fool, man.
50 Cent. Where is this? This guy right here. I'm a big fan of him. This is his name's Tyrone Magnus. He's an actor and a YouTube reactor, and he talked about it. So, yeah, you gotta watch this part right here.
I saw the headline. I was like, okay. I gotta check this out. So 50 Cent stay getting people, man. Yo, so the last God, man, I don't know why people even get well, I'm gonna see if I know I can't even talk. I was saying I don't know why people even get into it with him. But
why anyone would be an idiot?
I don't know if she had anything to say to him. So I heard about how Madonna got a butt lift. She got some butt implants and stuff. I'm like, what? And I hadn't seen any pictures. However, when I saw this, I was like, okay, let me cover this. 50 Cent trolls Madonna over like a virgin photo. As you can see here, edited for YouTube.
Yeah.
Madonna's under her bed with her booty sticking out. And I'm looking at the picture here, and it's definitely, it looks like one of those girls, you know, you've seen in porn or OnlyFans or something like that, or on Instagram that has butt implants. It definitely looks like that. But it says here 50 Cent takes no days off when it comes to trolling.
Yeah.
You damn right. After poking fun at Lil Kim, oh yeah, and Tory Lanez, the notorious rapper was back at the Lil Kim one, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The notorious rapper was back at it this time, trolling Madonna over one of her photos.
And she had a whole bunch of photos in that set.
The BMF producer reposted a photo of the Material Girl with her ass and legs sticking out from under her bed. Hey, they actually said ass here. Okay. Wearing fishnet stockings and black heels. Yo, this is the funniest shit, LOL. He wrote in his caption, that's Madonna under the bed trying to do like a virgin at 63. She is shot out. If she don't get her old ass out, laughing my fucking ass off. I wonder how she took that.
Yeah.
Says he continued. Oh, stop! He continued to disparage the 63-year-old pop icon by posting another photo of someone recreating her pose and calling it like a virgin 63.
That's stupid.
Stop!
Oh my god.
Yeah! He also shared a photo
That's my
of the Dorothy's house from the Wizard of Oz, likening her to the Wicked Witch of the East, who was crushed when Dorothy's house fell on her. Yo, this dude is killing it. Oh, Stars asked me to do a remake. He said of the 1939 film, I said only if Madonna is going to play the role because I need star power and sex appeal for this one. Madonna has not responded to 50's taunts, but his many followers have weighed in, including Beanie Man, Jay Farrell, Bow Wow, who told him, you cold-blooded for this one.
I'm sorry. At that age, you can't do that without being clowned.
Okay. This is enough 50 for today that Ron like to play at the game bars. Oh my God. I remember the first beef that I remember seeing him get into was with Floyd Mayweather. And
that was
I was
funny.
like pissing my pants every time he had something to say. I was like, yo, this
he clowned
dude
him.
is.
I don't know why anyone would think of to challenge him because like he's gonna get you back. He will.
He's a
like,
trash talker.
Yeah. Like you gotta subscribe to that guy's channel. His name's Tyrone Magnus. I'll send you the link to it. I think you'll like a lot of the stuff he actually does. It's like he does a lot of reaction and type of stuff. Because it's funny
sure.
too. Yeah, right here. I just sent it in the private chat. You should go subscribe to him because he's a really cool guy. Tyrone is.
Absolutely. I love that stuff, man. 50 is crazy.
Yeah, he's probably one of my favorite rappers of today. Not just mainly because how good of a troll he is, but also he actually is a great rapper. He truly is. So yeah.
Ray, we're gonna wrap up. How can people holler at you? Let them know.
My link to the link to my channel is pinned. So guys, please go and subscribe go to my channel right there. It's pinned and subscribe, please, because I'm just trying to grow my channel too. Because we all need to grow. Because guess what, my channel is shadow banned like a you know what. So I need to grow it. Also, go follow me on Rumble too. You posted the link there as well, and follow me on all the other social media platforms as well, and like Twitter, Gab, Minds, Truth. you get Clout Hub too. I like that one as well. So go and follow me on all of them, as well as Facebook too, because I have a page on Facebook called Ray Studios too. So that's really cool. Yeah.
That's good. Ray, it's always been fun. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah. Great episode.
Yep. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Peace.